Let us remember those of Kodiak and our fishing fleet who were lost at sea. Kano Dixon from the Cougar. Dwight Florin, also from the Cougar. Charles Parlett from the St. Patrick. Ricky Horn from the Spartan.
Too often we gather memorial services for friends lost at sea. Last year, the Coast Guard reported over 100 lives lost off the coast of Alaska. It's sad to think that many of them didn't have to die. Why do some live and others die in almost identical situations? One reason is that survivors never give up. They believe they're going to be rescued. They know that they must overcome every obstacle, must find solutions to every problem with one goal in mind: to stay alive. Another reason they survive is luck. But luck isn't something you can count on. Preparation is. You must be prepared for that disaster at sea. Know yourself, know your gear. There are 7 steps you need to know to survive at sea. They are recognition, inventory, shelter, signals, water, food, and play. Crude or not, the most common last words heard on airline flight recorders is "oh shit." If we had recorders like that on fishing vessels, we'd hear pretty much the same thing. That's the first step of survival, recognition. You've got to recognize that you're trying to save your life. You're not trying to save a load of fish, you're not trying to save the boat, you're trying to save your life. And before you can do that, you've got to recognize that it's in danger.
It wasn't mostly saving us, we were trying to save the boat, and I would say 100%. When we got to the point where we didn't know where the water was coming from, we took time out for me to get in my suit and me to get Dave's out and all, but we were still working on the problem. The problem was the main thing.
We basically don't wait too long because the ship's not worth it. You can always buy another.
We thought we had it. We did. We thought we had it. And we were too late at getting off. We just didn't know. Everything was stable up to 1 second. It just turned on us.
This scene will show what the recognition stage is all about.
Hank?
Yeah, Hank.
Hey, Dave, we're feeling a little sluggish. You want to go back and pull the cover on the lazarette?
Yeah, I got you
See what's
covered.
going on down there?
Okay. Taking on a hell of a lot of water down here. Hey, Hank, we're taking on some water down there.
John, pull the suits out on deck.
Okay, I'll get the suits.
John, go down to the lazarette and see if the drains are working.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, tell the skip there's a hell of a lot of water coming in down here.
Comstate Kodiak. This is the fishing vessel Northern Challenger.
Northern Challenger, this is Comstate Kodiak. Go ahead, sir.
Thought I'd call you. I think we got a problem, okay? Over?
Roger, what's the nature of your problem, sir?
We're taking on water in the lazarette. Don't know how bad it is yet. Okay, over?
Northern Challenger, Comstate. Roger, sir. What's your present position?
I can't stop it. It's coming in too damn fast.
Come on now. What's going on back there?
It's bad, Hank. We've got to get the hell off this piece of shit.
This recognition phase is also the time for panic. It's normal to be afraid when you realize that you may die.
You guys get your suits on. It's a precaution. I'll talk to the Coast Guard.
On the other hand, some people get so involved in remaining calm and dealing with the situation that they never get around to fighting for their own life.
I didn't really think it was going over when I went to the 45. I thought I was going to come back up, and I was giving a mayday at the time, and I saw Joe disappear, and I saw the, you know, as he went out the hatch, the water was halfway up it, and I thought, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to, you know, I'm going out the hatch too. So I dove for the hatch, and it was already full of water, and it just, I thought I'd waited too late. It was really kind of a, that's probably what gave me the extra energy to get out, because I thought I waited too late. I wasn't going to get out of this one.
After the wave hit, there was still, the boat was over on its side. There was a lot of water up against the door. But Doc was the first one out of the three of us to grab the door, and he started yelling, "We got to open the door. These guys got to be able to get out. We got to open the door." He did not even think of himself, and he was functioning really well about it. Then, when we got the door open and the boat came back up, you would think that would be the time to calm down. Well, that's when he got more excited. That's when he panicked.
It's normal to be afraid, but control of that fear is vital. If you let panic take control, you may die. The second step of survival is inventory. Inventory is backing off long enough to take a good look at what can kill you, what can hurt you, and what can help you stay alive. If you've been prepared, you may have survival equipment. If not, you still have resources that'll help you stay alive. Maybe a knife, a piece of plastic, a set of keys. Take a hard look at what's going to help you stay alive.
So that's when I started getting my facilities together. So we got to go up, have the life raft ready in case we need it. We got to get rid of these gas bottles, oxygen bottles, in case they do blow up. We got to throw them over the side so they're bouncing around. We got to clear some of this debris out of the path so we've got an escape exit. And everything just started coming together pretty good.
I got out flares, a flare gun, the beeper, and when it was time, like we say, we were 10 seconds too late. We thought we had it. And we ended up just with our suits, no pockets on the suits, you couldn't take anything. I did shove some flares in the suit, zipped it up, but you can't haul that much.
We lost we lost the flare gun, everything.
We went empty-handed. We had everything set up.
ELT, everything was set right out, and it went down with the boat because it's just that fast.
Leave your boots on, man. You're gonna need them. Leave your boots on.
Usually, you don't have much time to inventory. But if your survival gear is where you need it, you've already bought yourself extra time.
Come on, Hank.
The third step to survival is shelter. What is shelter? Shelter is anything that protects you from your environment. What is your environment? In this case, it's the sea. When you're offshore, your boat is your shelter. Even when damaged, it's still probably your best shelter. Don't let the myth that a sinking boat will suck you under cause you to abandon ship too soon.
He just said, "Well, we got to get overboard. We got to get overboard." Nothing else was on his mind. He couldn't reason with him. No matter what I said to him or pushed him or anything, his eyes just had that glassy look, and he just kept saying the same thing over again. "The boat's going to flip. We got to get off. We got to get off."
At the same time, don't set yourself up to be trapped inside should your vessel go down. Be prepared with your next best shelter, which is your life raft, or after that, your survival suit.
When you went and got the suits, did you have real confidence in the suits based on your experience with them before?
Yes, I did. Yes, I felt it's the safest thing we had aboard. Yes.
First thing to reach for.
I wouldn't go in the water without him. I'd stay with the boat until it sank.
Besides your vessel, life raft, and survival suits, clothing is also your shelter. Your clothing should be worn loose and in layers, and should include wool or other materials that are effective when wet.
I would recommend woolies or coveralls. I'd like to see, you know, I have a pair of woolies stashed right with my survival suit now, right there. So if I just throw them on right over my clothes or whatever.
You can't have too much shelter in cold water. These survivors have warm clothing, survival suits, and a raft, and they're taking it all.
What's the container, Red? Let's get the hell out of here.
Come on, Hank. Let's go.
Remember to tie the painter to your vessel before you launch the life raft. If you are unable to get to the raft, the hydrostatic release should free it automatically.
Okay, that's got it.
However, if at all possible, launch it manually.
Painter, tighten
That
up.
way there's less chance of its being caught in the rigging.
Where's Hank? Hank still there? Hank!
Always launch on the lee side so the wind won't push the raft against the vessel.
Hank, we got the raft in the water. Hurry up!
The issue here is normal. The raft has pressure relief valves to keep it from bursting as it inflates.
Mayday, Mayday. Constay, this is Northern Challenger. We're going over.
Northern Challenger, this is Constay Kodiak. Roger, sir. Can you confirm your position, please?
We're 2 miles off Spruce Cape. We're going over. We're going over.
Get us away from the ship. Where the hell's Hank?
Keep the raft tied to the vessel as long as you can. You'll stay closer to your last reported position, and rescuers will spot you more easily. You should only cut the painter line to free the raft when fire on board endangers the raft and survivors, or when there's a risk of damage to the raft.
Rigging's coming down, John! There's the boat! Watch out for the rigging, it's going over! Jesus, he's in the water without a suit! Hurry up, John!
After everyone is in the raft and for the moment safe, realize every time the survival situation changes, there are new circumstances to consider. Go through the survival steps from the beginning.
Let me check on Hank.
Recognition. Recognize that your life is still in danger.
You want to get everybody start taking stuff out of their pockets and see what we've got here? Okay.
Inventory. What are your immediate and long-term dangers? Inventory now includes accounting for crew, taking care of injuries,
How you doing, Hank?
looking through survival gear in the raft, and your own personal gear.
Seasick pills, that's what we need.
A Coast Guard-approved life raft will have supplies to help you stay alive, afloat, and help your rescuers find you.
Here's something we can use. It's a radio.
Oh, all right.
The third step, shelter, reminds you to improve your shelter to prevent heat loss. You're now at the fourth step, which is to speed up your rescue with signals. Signals must do two jobs: attract attention and convey a message. In this case, the message is help. In a survival situation at sea, those signals may include a mirror, flare, radio beacon, dye marker, light, or you.
Down here!
Anything can be used as a signal if it attracts attention and says help. Keep in mind, some signals show up better in the daytime and others at night. Above all, always be ready. The fifth step of survival is to collect and conserve water.
John, can I have some water?
A Coast Guard-approved life raft normally has 6 pints of water for each person it's designed to carry. But every day we lose over 2 pints of water from our bodies just through breathing. Don't make any unnecessary motions. You don't need to lose more water through sweat. Also, keep in mind that you can go days without water and weeks without food. If survivors have to await rescue for a period of days and perhaps weeks, water and food then become critical. The sixth step is food. Even drifting in a survival suit, you may encounter foods such as seaweed, birds, fish, and other sea animals. If you are in a life raft, these natural foods are supplemented by rations which are designed for limited water situations. Remember, you need water to digest food, and your body will rob itself of fluids for digestion. If you don't have water, don't eat. The seventh step is called play.
I tell you about Adam in the Garden of Eden.
Oh, I don't want to hear that one either. That makes me feel sicker than I already am.
When we say play, we mean laughing, telling jokes, praying, singing, making up stories, any positive activity that keeps you oriented toward life. Depression is going to be your most serious adversary.
See some animal pictures?
It helped. I just prayed and thinking of all kinds of different things. I even laughed a few times. I don't know why. I thought maybe I was going crazy. boy, look at me out here. I ain't even got a paddle. This is ridiculous. And I'm thinking these stupid things. I didn't know if I was going delirious or what.
We've given you these 7 steps to help you make it through the survival situation. But keep in mind, you're not a survivor until after the rescue. Rescue can be by vessel or an aircraft. If it's by a helicopter, it should go something like this. Knowing the 7 steps for survival has led to a successful rescue for these men. How can you prepare for a future survival situation?
Comstate Kodiak, this is the fishing vessel Northern Challenger.
Be bigger than your pride. Let help know when you first encounter a problem. Don't wait until it's a mayday. That early call may be your only call before a disaster.
We're 57 degrees, 51 minutes north.
Does your crew know how to put out a mayday with the name of your vessel and your position?
I talked to a person that was in the hospital with me in Kodiak. It was really a coincidence. I was in my room and they brought a man in and he says, oh, I was out there fishing that night. I heard your mayday. I said, really? He goes, yeah, he's not a commercial fisherman. He just, was out fishing for the sport. And he says, I just kept hearing mayday, mayday, mayday. He goes, but I never heard a follow-through with the name or anything. And he goes, otherwise, we were waiting. And the Coast Guard said the same thing, that they had heard the mayday, but there's a lot of water out there and a lot of ocean. And they couldn't cover unless they got something else to go on.
Do your crew members have assigned duties for emergencies, and have they practiced them?
I worked on the Signet for 6 months, and we drilled every other month, one time. Once every other month, and it was plenty. I mean, I knew how to get into a suit. I knew how I was going to float when I hit the water, and I knew I was going to be dry in that suit.
Are your survival suits stowed in a safe, accessible location? Are the suits regularly inspected and tested in the water by the crew members whose lives depend on them?
Assign everyone a job, where to meet on the boat, and just give them a brief idea if we're in trouble, do as I say and listen to me.
It just never expect it to happen to you, and when you do, it's kind of a shock.
Do your crew members understand how and when to launch your life raft? Know your gear. Make sure you have the right survival equipment in good condition and stowed where you can get to it quickly. Practice with that gear. Have emergency drills. In this program, we have learned the 7 steps for survival: recognition, inventory, shelter, signals, water, food, and play. Preparation for survival is your responsibility. Knowing these 7 steps is part of your preparation. We all say we want to live, but some work at it harder than others. Those are the survivors.
Charles Parlett from the St. Patrick.
There are 7 steps you need to know to survive at sea.
Hey, Hank, we're taking on some water down there.
You're trying to save your life, and before you can do that, you've got to recognize that it's in danger.
Tell the skip there's a hell of a lot of water coming in down here.
It's normal to be afraid when you realize that you may die.
You want to get everybody start taking stuff out of their pockets and see what we've got here.
Take a hard look at what's going to help you stay alive.
Leave your boots on, man. You're gonna need them.
Shelter is anything that protects you from your environment.
Jesus, he's in the water without a suit.
Anything can be used as a signal if it attracts attention and says help.
Down here.
John, can I have some water?
But every day we lose over 2 pints of water from our bodies just through breathing. If you don't have water, don't eat.
Oh, I don't want to hear that one either.
Depression is going to be your most serious adversary. We all say we want to live, but some work at it harder than others. Those are the survivors.